Yeah, we had a lovely
There's
summer.
many years since we had really very nice.
Yeah, this is over 200 years since it was like as hot.
Right.
Yeah,
I believe it. Our 1977 was a good one as well.
Yeah.
it was 1977.
We had a great sing-song. Oh Jesus, talk about the night as we had. We went to Dingle and we came down below and we went in here and
You come home straight and you come home curly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. Yeah, this time. So what in the world has come over you? What against things have you done? You've broken the speed and the sound of loneliness. You're out there around just to be on the run. But I got a heart that burns with a fever. I get a worried and a jealous mind. How can I ask about tomorrow when you left so far behind? So what in the world has come over you? What a bad thing have you done? You've broken the speed of the side of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. It's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow that crosses the evil line today. How can I ask about tomorrow when you left so far behind? So what in the world has come over you? What in heaven have you done? You've broken the speed and the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run.
One more.
For her longer going away, in her hand she held and this party were free.
You'll be talking to yourself.
And her father's bride, her name in Ireland, I from home and happy thee. Thank you. Very, very, very good. I am, and I be down on the ground, and I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I can hold it in my mind. I never again will go down on the ground. At the age of 16 years, for he quarreled with his peers, and they vowed to God they'd see no other one. In the dark recess of the mind, where you wait before you find, and the cold dust lies heavy on your arm. Come on, everybody. It's a walking man I am, and I be down on the ground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, for any length of time. I should hold it in my mind. I never again will go down on the ground. At the age of 64, yes, it reach you at the door, and he'll gently take you by the arm through the dark recess of the mind. He will take you back in time, and he'll tell you all the hardships that we had. Now everybody join the chorus. It's the morning man, and I'll be down on the ground, and I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I can hold it in my mind. I never again will go down on the ground. Okay, thank you very much. Work on every corner, his bark on every tree. For he watered every gateway, he never missed a post. For piddling was his masterpiece, and piddling was his boast. Now the city dogs were looking on, with a deep and jealous rage, just to see this single country pup, the piddler of his age. They sniffed him up, they sniffed him down, their praise for him ran high, but if they sniffed him underneath, he'd piddle in their eye. Then just to show these city dogs that he didn't give a damn, Pete strolled into a grocer's shop, and he piddled on the ham. That's why the cherry ham tastes so delicious. He piddled on the onions, he piddled on the floor, and when the grocer kicked him out, he just piddled against the door. Now all this time the city dogs debated what they'd do, why they'd hold the piddling carnival and show our stranger through. So they showed him all the piddling posts they knew around the town, and started out with many winks to wear our stranger down. Then on went noble Pete, with his hind leg kicking high, while the rest they lifted their legs in bluff and piddled high and dry. But Pete was with them every trick, with vigour and with vim. 1,000 piddles more or less was all the same to him. Then on went noble Pete, to water every sandhill, and all the other city dogs they were piddled to a standstill. Now Pete gave an exhibition on all the ways to piddle. Yes, with fancy drips and double flips, and now and then a dribble. Now all this time the city dogs did hear a winter grin, as Pete he piddled out of town, just as he had piddled in. The city dog said, "So long, Pete, your piddling did defeat us." But no one ever put him wise. The poor old Pete had diabetes. Thank you. All the world have known its tyrants in the good old days of yore. There was Hitler, Mussolini, I could name them by the score. Oh, there's one man, he's living still, he'd bring them all to shame. He lives in dear old Belfast town, in Paisley is his name. Now Archbishop Ramsay went to see the Pope in far off Rome. The Balding Paisley followed him to bring him right back home. He wrote no Pope across his chest, he thought he'd show them how. But the bold policeman sent him back, saying you're not in Belfast now. So come all you loyal people, some advice I give to you. I hope you listen carefully, you Catholic brothers and Jews. For there's just one thing that will bring peace to Ireland's lovely shore, and that's to hang your paisley with the sashes of the war. Thank you. He was always keen in politics, so as he knew he'd win. He canvassed all the country round, the neighbours big and small. They all voted for my twin brother, now he's a member of the Dáil. Sure, just before the election now, he canvassed the country bout. He told the farmers to drink the milk, and he'd lots of stir about. And although they were all cursing him, he didn't mind at all, as long as he entered politics and joined the gangsters above in the Dáil. So me brother he is a TD, me boys, me brother he is a TD. He got my mother the pension, she was only 53. He built a grand new house for us and let the old one fall, because it wasn't up to date for a member of the Dáil. No, me brother, he doesn't know A from B, he never went much to school, but that's no disadvantage in this country as a rule. And although he is a nice young chap and popular too, I think, the only fault we find with him is very fond of drink. He stays the whole night in the pub and don't come home at all. And the guards they nearly put him out because he's a member of the Dáil. Oh, this is a very, very sad thing. Now in one of his trips to Dublin, sure, he married a nice young wife, the likes of her you never saw in all your born life. And the three of us sleep together, and I'm put near the wall, and sometimes he doesn't know which of us is a member of the Dáil. So me brother he is a TD, me boys, me brother he is a TD, and that's the very reason why the thing worries me. And when I go to heaven to answer my last call, St. Peter is sure to let me in, because my brother was in the Dáil. Thank you.
He thought they all ate babies in the backwoods of Ardoyne, and believed that history started with the Battle of the Boyne. One night he went with a brick in his hand and wandered down the falls. He was motoring up the ranges to the tune of Derry's walls. He smashed a large glass window to annoy the Pope in Rome. He pulled a record player out and then he staggered home. Next night they had a holy in the local Orange Hall. Well, he took along the player to make music at the ball. He chose a stack of records of a very loyal kind, but when the music started, sure he nearly lost his mind. But that Fenian record player was a rebel to the core, and he played such tunes as an Orange Hall I'd never heard before. But Geddy's Waltz and Dolly's Bray, it didn't give a fig, and he speeded up God Save the Queen till it sounded like a jig. He played the Fields of Upton and the Wearing of the Green, just a motion in an Orange Hall had never yet been seen. They played the boys of Wexford and the men of 98.
Sit down there and I'll sit down here.
No, it's all right. It's easy to stand.
March on, and I took the road to Jackson Town, my fortune to renew. I cursed all foreign money, no credit could I gain, till I fell in love with the Creole girl by the lakes of Pontchartrain. She took me in to her mama's house and treated me right well. The hair upon her shoulders in jet black rings wound, to try and paint her beauty, I knew it would be in vain. So handsome was my Creole girl by the lakes of Pontchartrain. I asked her if she'd marry me, and she said that never be, for she had got a lover, and he was far at sea. She said that she would wait for him, and true she would remain, till he'd return to his Creole girl by the lakes of Pontchartrain. Fare thee well, my Creole girl, I'll never see more. I'll not forget your kindness at the cottage by the shore, and at each social gathering a flowing bowl I'll drain. Bring the health to my Creole girl by the lakes of
You want me, Ray?
Can I have a bag there? No.
I look after your bag. That's only 24.
Will you tune in with me?
Try and tune in with her there.
Let's see. You're fine.
Are you going where? Right.
I'm laughing that much.
Come on, Mary. Come on,
No chairs.
20.
Put up near your mouth, eh?
Louder.
Yeah. Johnny was born in the mansion down in the county of Clare. Rosie was born by the roadside somewhere in County Kildare. Yes, stole his young heart away. For she sang, meet me tonight by the campfire. Come with me over the hill. Let's be married tomorrow. Please let me whisper I will. One of the papers you token, it has a different stop and stay. If you're proud to be married to Rosie, he was married on the road of Kildare. Think of the parents who made you, think of the family name. How could you marry Gypsy? Oh, what a terrible shame. Parents and friends come near pleading, don't worry about my fate. But I fallen in love with the Gypsy. He was born on the roads of Kildare. Oh, she said, meet me tonight by the campfire. Down with me over the hill. Let us be married tomorrow. Please let me whisper I will. One of the papers are token, it has a different stop and stay. You'd be proud to be married to Rosie. He was raised on the roads of Kildare. Now Johnny went down to his mansion just as the sun had gone down, turning his back on his kinfolk, like was his dear native town. His face the woods of old Ireland, but the gypsy love so sincere. When he came to the light of the campfire, these are the words in his ear. Oh, he said, meet me tonight by the campfire. Come with me over the hill. Let's get married tomorrow. Please won't you whisper I will. What if the papers are token? It has a different stop and stay. You'd be proud to be married to Rosie. He's raised on the roads of Kildare. You'd be proud to be married to Rosie. He's raised on the roads of Kildare.
Come on, man. Finish one more.
One more!
One more before we go.
Come on!
Wait. Whichever one they know.
Pick one.
What one they know? That's Frank there. Which one?
Frank, which one they are?
Okay, well, y'all know these ones. I'm sure you know them anyway. I keep saying I don't care. I hold my head up in the air. I even tell my friends I'm glad that you don't call. But when the day is through, oh, my heartache starts to do. And that's when I miss you most of all. If you know it, here we go. And my heart keeps reaching for you. My heart keeps searching for you. My eyelids keep longing for you. And my shoes, they keep walking back to you. Take these chains off my heart and set me free. You come cold and long this will be. All my faith in you is gone. The heartache made you so. Take
Say hello to them all in America.
Just to watch the children play. Alone the boy was standing, and when I asked him why, he turned with eyes that could not see, and she began to cry. I'm nobody's child. I'm nobody's child. Nobody wants me. I'm nobody's child.
Say hello to them.
Train and whistle blow. A train and whistle blowing.
Say hello to
Makes
Colleen
a
and Gary and all of
sleepy
them.
noise underneath the
Come on, say hello to your
blankets.
children.
So all the girls and boys
Tell them how good a time you're having.
rolling, riding on a lovely day. All gone from morning town, many miles away. Rockin', rollin', riding all along the bay. All gone from morning town, many miles away.
I don't like bin handles, they're the young Dickie Jones. I don't like them, they hurt my gum because they're full of stones. I don't like any oranges, I swallow all the pips. The only fruit that I like best is my girl's Lucy's lips. Oh, Lucy's lipstick, sticky little lipstick, fills me through and through. Oh, how I like the flavour of her lipstick lips, I do. Lucy's lipstick, sticky little lipstick, fills me with delight. Her lipstick lips stay stuck all to my lips all night. On that happy morning when we both got wet, Parson Green with smiles serene took both our hands and said, always stick together in life through weal and woe. Indeed you're right, we'll stick, said I. If you kissed her lips you'd know. Oh, Lucy's lipstick, sticky little lipstick, fills me through and through. Oh, how I like the flavour of her lipstick lips, I do. Lucy's lipstick, sticky little lipstick, fills me with delight. Her lipstick lips stay stuck, oh, to my lips all night. Thank you very much. Well, give a big round of applause to Miriam, please. Thank you so much.
This one comes up on the screen. Look at this. Look at this. See this? You see how
Brian Cockrell and Muscle Well, we had lots of salad, lots of other stuff, and we drank each other's health in the hour of 3 o'clock. Well, we drank so much that I didn't know which was wine or beer, till my eyelids felt quite heavy. My brain was not too clear. How I got home that night, never really know. My prayers I think I said, but anyway, I was paralytic drunk when I got into bed. Then I died and went to heaven, and found that repentance from me was now too late. And suddenly I was ushered before the golden gates. Well, what do you want, St. Peter? Don't you know you can't come in, for you must surely suffer the greedy, glutton sin. When I turned aside, I said no more. I hung my head in shame, as Peter's cloud, who stood close by, wrote, "Lost," against my name. Well, this came an old Italian, a man whom I had known quite well, and I listened so very carefully to the story that he might tell. I had the good Father de Pedro. I come to you at last, and seeing as my days are over, my bananas, my nights are past. I treated my neighbours kindly. I know bakes, I know robs of steeds, and never on the sidewalk did I throw my bananas at people. Are you doing well, St. Peter, when you were down below? Oh, you doing well, St. Peter, but your gains were ill-begotten. Your peanut shells were empty, and your bananas oft-times rotten. When the poor Italian turned aside, he heaved a heavy sigh. He came and stood behind me, and a tear was in his eye. Well, next came an ancient Hebrew, with a satchel in his hand. And before the throne of Peter, your Hebrew took a stand. Ah, the good Father the Peter, I will tell you what I will do. I have jewelry fit for the angels, which I could auction off to you. I could give them to you on the installment plan now, but that would be a sin. So I will give them to you for half the price, if you will let me in. Well enough I keep the clothing store, with the goods so fine and strong. And to show you, I have an overcoat, which I forgot to bring along. Are you done well, said Peter, while you were down below? But there's little use for overcoats, where you are going to go. But the poor old Hebrew turned aside, and he being a friend of mine, just like me and all the rest, he took his place in line. Well, next came an old maid from England, who was bound to have a say, and she began to address St. Peter in a most peculiar way. Oh, goodness gracious me! Here I am, after gossiping for many a year. So will you get your clock to let me in, for it's frightfully cold out here. And give me a first-class pair of wings, a silver shield then. I never again will be afraid of those naughty, naughty men. St. Peter answered bluntly, no angels have grey hairs, and since you have no sons or daughters, you're not welcome anywhere. But the poor old maid, she wilted, she was forevermore repined, and just like me and all the rest, she took her place in line. But next came poor old Paddy, a true son of Aaron's Isle, and he greeted old St. Peter with a very charming smile. Here is that yourself, St. Peter, looking so nice and sweet. So will you get your clock to let me in, and show me to my seat? Hold, my man, said Peter. Your case, like all the rest, must first be tried, and anyway you would need a passport before you get inside. Get for Jesus' sake, said Peter. For supper I'd be late. Then Paddy, he took off his cap, and he threw it inside the gate. Go get thy cap, said Peter. Thou sacrilegious lout. Then Paddy, he stepped in, he slammed the gate, and locked St. Peter out. Then through the keyhole, loud he cried, aha, me bio, I'm the master, now you see, and I'll give you back the keys of heaven when you'll set old Ireland free. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Where's your friend
on this string. That's about it, really. Well, it's good to kind of warm up with. Kind of windy today, though. Could kill somebody. Oh, no. Let's warm it up a little. Now let's start super high, you know, land on somebody's head and their eye starts bleeding.
You know, if you put down the shot,
That guy's a nut job, you know. That clown.
Yeah.
He said on top of a girl before when I was coming over, he put pouncing on top. And she said, the thing was just getting me to make up what he carries so.
yeah.
Gentlemen in the band, would you give him a big round of applause? Our conductor, company sergeant, Billy Coffey. Now, the band will be set on command you can catch at various locations throughout the town, all through the festival week. Should I name that one again, please? Should I? Super. Right. Okay, we're going to change this time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a lovely, lovely song for you. I'm going to attempt to...
Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly, or a night seem like a lifetime. Yes, love.
The camera, Paul.
Plain, nothing in the
They're getting ready for the roses now tonight.
Like this. No? This is your shop.
The man to bring down the stuff and had him already. I said, I'm going out now to see, will I get that bitch with her credit cards? She's trying to joke paying, I said.
Oh, goddamn thing. Dead.
I have no... I know who you're talking about, but I don't know what her name is. Jeez, how would I remember all that friggin' names?
It's everything after that's going to drive me so good. Yeah, just tell them you're trying to
Yeah, they're already on the left.
there's a front fair down there. Very good pull them out of one of the people you know. That's not all out there.
Yes. You got to bring it around.
But there's going to be bands there during the day, do they?
Yeah, I think I guess the link is they get us all that should be the spot. Kerry.
We'll have one more to go with one more by the way.
Michael. Is this round thing down here now, Michael?
That's a big pool.
Way full. The aquadome is well. I knew the dome was on that as well now and I couldn't know.
Take a picture.
That you know you're living in a beautiful part of the world. And you don't appreciate it.
Watch the flag now coming up, Paul. Watch it. See it?
Oh yes.